Sam Heughan broke my heart. Caitríona Balfe in tears. I shouldn't have loved him. When the heart stops. Caitríona Balfe woke up one morning earlier this month. The message on her phone was still there. We need to talk, from Sam Heughan. She stared at the ceiling, silent in the empty room. Her life as an actress had been about immersing herself in roles, but she had never thought she would be immersed in a real story that transcended the boundaries of herself and her work. The influence of Outlander, the series they had written together that shaped Jamie and Claire over a decade, had opened up that feeling, not closed it off. The screen was blank, and she wondered, why did her heart suddenly ache as soon as the message appeared? Was it for Sam, or for her, for the bond that day? She stood up, walked to the window and looked down at the warm, early morning street. The bustling scene outside was like another life, peaceful and unencumbered. But inside her, everything shook like an earthquake. Broken sunlight. They met at a small cafe, wandering around the noisy London area. Sam appeared in a simple appearance, grey t-shirt, dark jeans, a hesitant look in his eyes. She sat opposite, her lips closed. A long silence permeated the thick air. Sam spoke softly. "Kat, we can't go on like this anymore." He looked at her, his eyes shining with an unconcealed sadness. "I'm worried about what's between us," she gasped, feeling her heart breaking into pieces. Sam put his hands on the table, hesitant. "Sam, these feelings are real. But I'm afraid that if we go too far, one day, we'll be hurt because of it." She smiled bitterly. "You shouldn't love me." Her hands trembled slightly. Sam looked at her, sad. They were friends, then colleagues, then something more, fragile and breakable. Unspeakable things. That night, Caitríona sat alone in her small Notting Hill apartment, the clock ticking as if counting each sad breath. She opened an old folder on her computer, where she kept behind-the-scenes photos from their first year of filming Outlander in Scotland. Photos of Sam smiling brightly in the Highland sunshine, photos she never showed anyone, only she knew how each look in them made her heart flutter. "I shouldn't have loved him. I know that," she thought. "We're just friends, co-stars, soulmates. But sometimes feelings don't consult the heart." Her phone rang. Sam texted, "I'm sorry about today. But I think we need some space." She didn't answer. Instead, she burst into tears. Not the kind of sobbing people see in movies, but a silent stream of tears, as if her whole body were trying to hold together something that had been broken. The sun after the roll. A week passed. Caitríona was back on set, not to continue filming Outlander, but an independent short film in Dublin. Her heart was locked in a drawer. She worked, gave interviews, smiled, acted, but behind her eyes was a pent-up storm. That evening, the director asked to film a very emotional scene. Her character had just been dumped by her lover after years of silent attachment. No background music, no prompter. She stood in front of the camera, staring straight into space. In that moment, she was no longer an actress. She was herself, a woman who had just lost the man she loved, not because of any obvious fault, but because of distance. Tears fell, one drop, then two, then all of them poured out like a broken dam. The crew was silent. The director said nothing. The camera kept rolling. She spoke, but not the script. "I don't blame you, Sam. I only blame my heart for not knowing sooner that it shouldn't love someone who is afraid of love." The director was taken aback. She realized she had blurted out his name. And then, she turned away, leaving the frame, in heartbreaking silence. The Man on the Run. Sam Heughan sat alone on a hotel balcony in Paris, watching the Seine flow by in the evening light. He was there for a film event, but he couldn't concentrate. Something was weighing on him, nameless, shapeless, but clear. He picked up his phone, replaying the last text he'd sent Caitríona. No reply. I think we need space. Distance. He hated that word. He'd created it because he was afraid that if he let himself love her, it would all fall apart. He'd seen too many couples fall apart because they couldn't separate work and emotion. He was afraid of losing her, not just in love, but in art, where they'd both flourished, creating something immortal together. But now, as the distance was pulling him apart, he realized that fear was killing the thing he cherished most. Sam closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and pressed send on another message. Cat. Are you okay? If you want, I can fly to Dublin. We can talk. I won't hide anymore. He put the phone down on the table. A lighter feeling appeared, but at the same time, an unnamed worry. Was it too late? Silence and unfinished music. In Dublin, Caitríona was packing up her props after a long day of filming. The director walked over, placing his hand on her shoulder. That scene yesterday, no one could act like that. It was a genuine moment. She just chuckled. No one knew that the pain was not in the script. It was an emotion she had tried to suppress all those years, standing next to Sam, acting with him, laughing with him, but not being allowed to love like a normal woman. That night, she got a text from him. Cat. Are you okay? If you want, I can fly to Dublin. We can talk. I'm not hiding anymore. Her hand froze. Her heart was beating fast, but her mind was screaming, don't be weak. You've cried enough. She didn't reply right away. Instead, she opened her laptop and began writing. I don't know if you understand, Sam, but love isn't something I want you to not hide anymore. I want it to be something you take the initiative to do. Not out of guilt, not out of fear of losing me. But for me, she didn't send it. She just wrote it and saved it in a folder called Unfinished Song.